When do we talk about the fucking shows and movies? Thanks for the F shot.
I don't know, but these arms are feeling chewed up.
Show me what you got.
We'll drink it if you say.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Wasted Opinions. We're here. We covered the 80s movies of our top 10 80s movies, what we thought was the best. We're gonna go a decade earlier, and this is probably as far as we can go, but 70s, we're gonna do in our top 10 70s movies. We each of us made our own list of what we thought was the best of that decade, and we're gonna just go through it and
probably the earliest decade we could do.
Yeah, if we go any earlier, it's gonna be like everything before this, to the dawn of time.
If we go before that, it has to be like everything before that, probably, not just 60s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're not that old.
So I am LewisLightning, and with me I have a man whose presence brightens the room, just like a dumpster in an alley burning lights it up.
Don't boo me.
Oh.
I'm Stinky Pete, Greg, MussKeg.
And a man who is a gift because no one would pay for it.
I'm CountryBoy.
Yeah, so
It's not a 70s thing.
it's pretty simple. We're going to go, just one guy is going to go through his list, and we're going to make that
And you know what? This is the essential list. You don't have to look at any other lists. This is the only movies you need to watch in the 70s. I mean, all of ours are the best
honestly,
picks. Anything that's not on this list, don't even worry about it, okay?
Yeah.
This is the essential list. So I'm going to go right away, and I'm going Disney. I'm going Disney animated.
Let's do our shot. I forgot about that.
Oh, let's do that first, yeah.
This wimpy liqueur.
This is going to be a good one.
What is this one?
This is the Wayne Gretzky liqueur.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's good in coffee.
It's got
actually
99
good by
flavors
itself.
to it.
Yeah.
It's like water.
It's 99% proof, or whatever. So yeah, we gotta get through these fast. There's 10 of us, or 10 things we gotta say a piece. So let's go. I'm going Disney. I'm going animated. I'm going Oodalali, Robin Hood. It's still one of my favorite classics, Disney. I love myself some Robin Hood. Got Little John. You got the fucking lion dude. You got the snake guy.
King Richard.
Great. Well, King Richard was the uncle. It's
he's the lion guy, so I wasn't
Friar
sure.
Tuck.
Friar Tuck. Yeah.
Will.
Prince.
And Sheriff of Nottingham.
Will Scarlet.
It's a great movie. I still watch to this day. It's one of those classic Disney movies that still hold up.
I do like it.
And then you're just going to go through your whole list.
Yeah, I just go.
Oh, my whole list?
Yeah,
Oh,
go through
shit.
the
Sorry,
whole
guys.
list, yeah.
Oh, that's how we're doing now. Sorry, I
Yeah.
apologize. Okay, then you know what? I'm going to go with the Muppet movie. I love me some Muppets. Get me some Jim Henson. Gotta get me some Muppets. The Muppet movie is... It's actually really good, too. Like, it's another one that holds up really well from the 70s, 1979.
Which Muppet movie is it? Like
The Muppet movie, it's called.
movie.
The Muppet. It came out after like the Muppet Show was really popular, and then they're like, well, let's make a movie about this, and it showed. You ever hear the Rainbow song? The
Rainbow Connection?
Rainbow Connection, yeah. With,
Rainbow Connection,
No,
Rainbow
I guess not.
Connection.
No, with Kermit the Frog. He's singing on a log.
Why are there
He's got
so
a banjo.
many
Oh, it's a beautiful song.
No, never.
It's a beautiful song. Even if you're not a fan of Muppets. it's a
It was
beautiful song.
nominated for Academy Awards.
Suck ass.
Okay, next we're going the opposite direction. We're going horror. We're going Ridley Scott, and we're going Alien. Alien is still one of my favorite horror movies of all time. And Alien Resurrection, Alien Covenant just came out recently. Romulus, fuck. There's so many Alien movies. I love all of them. But Alien Romulus is the one I just watched a little while ago, and that movie was actually... It was still good. It was a good movie. It's fun. It's not the same director, but hell, I'm on for the ride.
There's no soundtrack to that movie.
And Romulus is a prequel to this.
It is a sequel to the first Alien. It's in between 1 and 2, actually. Alien and Aliens. And it borrows a lot from all the Alien movies, which a lot of people don't like because it's like fan servicey. But it wasn't like in your face except for like 1 or 2 moments.
I know I didn't want to get too much into it, but this might be the one time we talk about it. So.
Yeah, so that's Alien Romulus, I should say. Alien is still my favorite of the Alien franchise.
Yeah.
Then we're going to go Star Wars. Come on, you can't not have Star Wars on your list if you're talking about the 1970s. Probably the most iconic franchise ever. You can't beat that. I mean, Darth Vader.
You're right.
And that's what it was called originally, just Star Wars.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
A New Hope it became.
It spanned generations. Decades.
Everybody, this is like everybody was talking about this movie when this movie came out, before there was even the internet, and everybody was talking about it. Like at water coolers, they were talking about it at school. This is the movie to see.
Talking to it at the bank where you had to stand in line.
You know what's the interesting thing is, like, when people think of Star Wars now, this first movie, it did not have the father reveal, which is like the biggest point in Star Wars thing. So
Who's the father?
So this one just stands on its own without that.
Yeah. Then we're gonna jump to Steven Spielberg movie Jaws. Probably the first blockbuster movie. People would say it's the first blockbuster because it was in the theaters for months and months and months. And this is before, obviously, you could even see movies on VHS or Betamax, or on Netflix. This is well before that, so you had to go to the theater to see this movie if you wanted to watch it, and it scared people from going into the water. So it was iconic for so many different reasons.
Yeah.
And I mean, we had it nominated as one of our favorite speeches, our favorite monologues. Which oh man, I still think I should have won for that. Damn, what a great monologue.
That was a good one.
Yeah. So Jaws, a fantastic movie, and then we're gonna go to my favorite James Bond movie, which is Live and Let Die. I love it.
Live and eat pie.
It's in the bayou. It's totally dumb, but I love it, and it's got my favorite James Bond with Roger Moore as well too. I love him, and I think it also has my favorite Bond girl. What the fuck? Quinn Medicine Woman. What the fuck's her name now?
Oh,
Jane Seymour?
Yeah, that is the best.
Dr. Quinn was in James Bond?
Yeah, she was
As Dr. Quinn?
Yeah, she was Dr. Quinn. She was like,
Time
you do not
travel.
need medicine. I'm a woman. I'm the medicine.
Jane
woman.
Seymour.
I'm your medicine.
Timeless hot. So yeah.
She was
She's
in
on
the
Acorn.
70s. Even better.
She's on
That's
Acorn
from Wedding
TV
Crashers.
now.
Wedding Crashers. You motorboating son of a bitch. And then I'm going to go to an iconic one that I think everybody knows. You might not have seen it, but it's The Godfather. I mean, it is one of the biggest movies other than Star Wars. It's won so many awards, as well as the sequel. I like both. Both are great movies, but the first one I think is the one that I definitely like the most. And it actually I think still stands up to this day. I haven't watched it in a few years, but I think it still stands up quite well for a movie, The Godfather. And then I'm gonna go Rocky 2. So I like most Rocky movies. Maybe not 5. 5 is kind of shitty. But I'll say Rocky 1 and 2 are pretty close.
2 is better than 1.
2 for sure is my favorite. I think 1 was more of a love story, which is why I don't pick that one. Second one was more about like the revenge of like Apollo Creed really wanted a rematch. Even though he won. Even though he won in the first one. He wanted that rematch. He had to get Rocky. He had to fight him again.
No, that's I mean Rocky wins in 2.
And 2 he does. That's not why I liked it though.
Yeah.
I just like I thought it was a
Had
more
the meat
fun
punching
movie.
scene. Wasn't the meat punching scene in 2?
I will say
was in
this.
the
I'll
first
say
one.
this. I think it was in
It's in the
both.
first?
I've never
Okay.
seen the second one.
I think it was in both, but yeah.
Ironically, I've never seen the first one. I've seen the second one.
I've seen the first and third.
I've seen 2, 3, 4. And
Okay, those are
2,
good
3,
ones
4,
too. Yeah, those are good ones to watch. You can stop there.
Yeah.
The Creed movies are good too.
I saw some of the Creed.
Rocky Balboa is okay. Rocky 2. Then I'm gonna go to Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
That came out in the 70s?
In the 70s, yeah, man.
year.
An update. Gene Wilder, him alone. That is the awesome, the quintessential. You cannot beat that. I love his character as Willy Wonka. He's
the best
Is this guy
Wonka.
insane?
I mean,
is this guy evil?
The best part
is he
about that
killing
show is
these
it felt like
kids?
they let Gene Wilder just do whatever the fuck he wanted.
He did. He came up with the idea of like rolling and pretending to fall and like standing up. And
Let's have an
at that
acid
moment,
trip.
at that moment on, you didn't know whether he was good or bad. You didn't know to believe him or not.
He doesn't play necessarily good or bad. He doesn't feel like a good or bad guy.
He doesn't
the whole
care about
movie.
the kids when they're like getting sucked up to shoot or
He's
turned
like-
into blueberries.
He's just like an agent of chaos.
Yeah.
Just lets things happen.
Whatever. I love
I'm an
Gene
agent
Wilder.
of chaos.
But Grandpa can fucking go die in a ditch.
Hey Charlie,
What
let's
a
go
piece
drink
of
this
shit.
shit.
He fucking sits in a bed for years on end, and then I get a free pass to the fucking chocolate factory.
That is-
Go fuck yourself, Grandpa.
The mom was so overworked from him too.
Yeah. No shit.
How
And
would
then
you like to sleep in a bed with your in-laws
No
feet
doubt.
to feet?
That's
You're like your
disgusting.
opposite.
What the
like
hell
your
is that?
opposite. Like
Is that a thing that happened?
And like her
what is
husband's
this?
not even there, so
Yeah.
it's like
You're
his
still taking
parents.
care of
And they're
their-
old people feet too,
Yeah.
so it'd be gross.
Is that a thing that happened back in the day? I don't understand.
all
What
the
hell is
time, man,
this?
all the time.
Okay, and then I'm gonna go with. So this one, I don't know if you've ever seen this one, guys, but it's got Paul Newman, Robert Redford. It's called The Sting. This is like the very first heist movie that I've ever seen. I don't know if there was any heist movies before that. There probably was, but maybe not at this caliber. So it was kind of cool because even as the viewer, you didn't really know where things were gonna lie, who was conniving who, what was going on. It's a pretty intelligent movie actually, if you watch it. It's a fun movie, and it has that iconic music from when Homer goes to New York.
Okay.
Remember that? It's got that music in it. That must be where it came from. It's great. I love that movie.
I know I've heard of it, but I've never like watched it. Like I don't even know who is it. I wouldn't.
I
know
only
who
saw
was in
the
it, I'll tell you.
sequel, The Stung.
I would say I would say before like Ocean's 11. This was like Ocean's 11, but like I said, before Ocean's 11.
Yeah.
So that's my 10. That's my 10. Yeah,
You go,
I think.
Lou.
Well,
I'd
I
you
came
to
up with the topic.
oh no,
Okay, I'll go
I'd
then.
like you to go first.
I do have some honorable mentions.
Just because
We'll
I feel
do it
like
again.
I want to make sure you get your ability to.
So I'm gonna go.
Speak.
I'll go through the ones that Country Boy already mentioned that I have on my list as well. Star Wars: A New Hope, that was on my list as well. Fantastic! It created this whole franchise which still exists today. You have to have it on there. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, like timeless. It's better than the other ones that came up. Like I haven't seen
Wonka's pretty good.
I haven't seen
Wonka's
Wonka,
pretty
But
good,
you can't touch the original.
But it's nothing. Yeah. I mean, you could say Willy Wonka is one of the greatest characters of all time.
we should do something
like
about that. Like
with
just characters. We should do something like that sometime.
and
Food
then
for thought.
Alien. Alien's another one I have on my list. It's the great thing about
I
it
think
is
it's
that
actually pronounced Alien.
it's that it's like a confined space, which is kind of a new thing. Like I think like the slasher movies, like wasn't Nightmare on Elm Street, was that 80s?
That was
Nightmare on Elm Street was definitely 80s, as was
80s,
Jason.
Yeah.
So Halloween came out in the 70s.
Yeah, but that was kind of like you had like a neighborhood. This is just like you're stuck in, which bounced about a house with.
Yeah.
You know,
something.
Aliens didn't have a soundtrack to it.
No, yeah. It's just,
I don't know if I've mentioned that before.
because
You know what? It adds to the atmosphere of that movie.
Well,
It's
that's
spooky.
the point.
What I love about it, like if you didn't know who was gonna be like the survivor before you seen this movie, you would not know who the survivor was. Back in 1979, you wouldn't know.
I think
Sigourney
Bilbo
Weaver.
makes it. I think Bilbo makes it.
Yeah.
but in space, no one can hear you scream. That's why there's no soundtrack because it's.
Well, because in space, I mean, how does a sound wave work? It doesn't, Yeah.
But-
so there's no.
I-
It's a vacuum.
I'll just start one that he kind of touched on, which I have on my list, is Rocky, 1976 Rocky.
That's the original.
I like the original. I've never seen the second one because I watched the third one because Clubber Lang. I was big into Mr. T.
That's a
so
fun
I watched
one.
that. I did not. I was like,
No?
wow, this is a huge step down. The first
In
one,
reality, it's a step down. Yeah.
yeah, the first one had
Well, I pity you.
Thunderlips as Hulk Hogan,
Yeah,
which was fun.
Yeah.
And it is kind of a love story. I can't really compare it to the one I haven't seen, but just based on what I did see of it, I liked it a lot. And
Yeah.
Paulie,
Yeah, but no fuck scenes.
no.
What kind of love story doesn't have a fuck scene?
I can't fault you.
I mean,
Rocky's still good.
Beauty and the Beast didn't. That'd be bestiality.
How much better would it have been? You ever think
Where do you think Chip came
Hold
from?
on a sec. Do you think Belle ever got disappointed that she never got one round with Beast as Beast?
Imagine
with
that Beast.
Beast dick tearing her up.
There was a sequel.
Yeah.
there?
Or the Christmas one.
Yeah, but that was before they fell in love.
I've never seen it.
Anyways.
So then a lot of mine actually goes down to kids stuff because that's when I was a kid.
Was that
In the 70s?
No. My parents were bringing.
He is
these-
the older one.
My
You are
parents
old.
my parents had movies that they had as a kid and they're like showing me. So Watership Down, 1978. It's based on the book with the rabbits.
That almost made my
Horns.
list. Almost made my
Yeah,
list.
I'm
it
too
is.
creeped out
But
by
it's
it.
that's a kids movie I shouldn't have watched because
Yeah.
it's so brutal and harsh.
I only think of like the one scene with the rabbits
time I
dying,
cheat to the
and all
camera, I
the
got
blood and shit.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
Tons
they
of
animated
blood,
that?
suffocation,
Yeah.
like terrible
Suffocation,
stuff.
Couldn't put it
no
on my
breathing,
list.
don't give a fuck.
Couldn't.
I think maybe it's better for an adult. I don't know if I recommend it. for
Probably,
kids
yeah,
anymore.
because my kids would be scarred.
Going Disney as well, but not what you said. The Rescuers.
Oh, okay, Rescuers.
I like the
But
Rescuers.
not Down
series.
Under.
Well, that's too late. That's too late. I would have
Not
picked
Down
it.
Under.
Not down under.
But I like it. Simple story of like rescuing this girl from
Oh,
the bayou.
What's the guy's name?
Back on the bayou.
The main.
Was it Bertram?
No. Oh, Berger, the lady.
Yeah,
the-
she's got like a weird French
Yeah,
accent, but
she's-
aren't they both from America?
Isn't that like Zaza Gabor or something? I think
Yeah, Zaza Gabor.
Oh, okay.
She's got a funny accent. I just remember.
She definitely has an
She
accent.
always says his
She's
name
not-
like,
she's not
oh,
from
Burr.
But-
Fuck, whatever.
Isn't Dom DeLuise like this?
He
Seagull.
was one of the seagulls, yeah. Then in the second one, there was an albatross. I think that was John Candy.
Oh, okay. So then maybe I got it
Yeah.
backwards.
Yeah, I'm
But,
pretty sure. I'm pretty sure.
I think the second one's better, but if I'm going for 70s, I got to say The Rescuers.
Yeah.
Then I have Charlotte's Web. I remember watching that. It was like for schoolwork to watch it. And yeah, I know like there's a competition where he's gonna be the best pig, and they fatten him up.
And he
like,
starts doing flips.
yeah,
They're gonna do tricks.
they want to make him win, which he does win, but it's like he's supposed to be slaughtered, and they save him and everything. But poor Charlotte. I mean, that's just her natural. She doesn't even die. It's natural causes. She dies like naturally, which is just so sad.
Old lady.
It is.
Because of the
Gave
babies.
birth to the babies,
The
yeah.
babies, yeah.
Did you like Charlotte's Web more or Babe?
Babe.
Probably Charlotte's
I'm
Web.
a Babe fan.
Give
yeah.
me Babe.
I haven't watched Babe in forever, but it just
I
seems.
am you.
I think it's because I've seen
Wild Dude Pig.
Babe
Wild
Pig
Dude.
in the
James
City.
Cromwell.
Babe Pig in the City kind of ruined all the love I,
didn't
have
see
for
that
Babe.
one.
Directed by the same guy from Mad Max Furiosa Road, Mike
Fury. Oh
George
yeah,
Miller.
yeah,
George
yeah.
Miller.
George Miller. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then another
Should have incorporated it into Mad Max.
another cartoon from
It's the same world.
1972, The Lorax.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Dr.
It's-
Seuss.
Is it like a full-fledged movie or is it just like?
Yeah, it's a full-
I like the
Yeah.
modern version with
Really?
Steve Carell.
I haven't seen it, so I can't.
No.
Oh, no, I'm thinking Horton Herzog.
There is
Danny
a-
DeVito plays the Lorax in the.
That's fucking Danny DeVito.
But it's not a great
No,
movie.
yeah, that's the guy from The Penguin.
No, that's the guy from It's Always Sunny in
That's
Philadelphia.
Danny fucking DeVito.
It's the same fucking guy.
But yeah, it's a story about environmentalism and you know.
I do like that. I really do
It's
like
good.
that version. Yeah, that's a great version.
That's Fern Gully.
And then I have two that are kind of, I always get them confused, so I kind of put them on the same one. But I will just go with the one that I think has the most interesting visual style to it. I'm taking Ralph Bakshi's Lord of the Rings from 1978.
Oh, that was on my list
Okay.
too.
So they literally have like, they film stuff with like a person, and then they like paint it over it so it's still in
Yeah.
the cartoon
Who
style.
was that bass player you picked from that one drafted band?
Oh man, Leland Sklar.
Leland Sklar.
Leland Sklar.
Yeah. Okay, anyway,
but-
sorry. Brought it up for no reason.
But like, yeah, the Bakshi thing is like when you see like these actual human characters and stuff playing like the ring wraiths and stuff, they're on real horses, but it's just like
That makes things creepier.
it's so creepy
Yeah,
and weird, and
it
it was
does.
as a kid it freaked me the fuck out.
Yeah.
The other one I was gonna kind of mention, well, I'll leave it actually. Maybe he'll have it. And then my 10th pick, Monty Python and the Holy Grail. That's the fucking comedy.
I almost threw it on there, but I was like, I know Lewis has it. I know he has it.
It's fucking hilarious. So
Yeah.
It's not a draft. It's your list.
No, I know, but the ones I put on my list, I actually like more than that. I might have had it like a little lower than that.
Oh yeah, no. It's a classic comedy.
Also,
I
when
honestly
was
haven't
doing it, I
watched
thought we
it.
weren't trying to step on each other's toes.
Yeah, I haven't watched it in a long time actually.
But it's like British style comedy, so.
Oh, yeah.
Father, I
Just want
don't
to
want
scratch.
to go to war.
But mother, father, but father.
The rabbit. Don't you see the bones?
1, 2, 6, 3, sir, 3. So stupid.
Holy hand grenade. All right. Well, I'm gonna try and do something similar. Go with some of the common ones we have on the list. Jaws is one of the best blockbusters of all time.
Almost
You
made
can
my list.
watch Jaws anytime, and it still stands up. Yeah, it looks like a 70s movie, but it's fantastic. The writing's fantastic. You mentioned the monologue. The characters go through such crazy cool arcs. You know, the sheriff who hates to swim is out on the boat, and it's got a kind of a cool ending because it's not like all happy.
No, like two of the main actors die.
Yeah, exactly. Richard Dreyfuss dies.
Yeah.
Oh, he does.
Yeah, there's 3 guys in the boat. The
Yeah,
only guy
I
lives.
thought he
is the-
survived
is the
too.
man-
How does
actor-
Dreyfuss die?
He was in the cage. I think that's when he got killed.
Oh,
can't
I
remember if gets out
thought
of
he
the
lived. I thought
Been
Cliff
forever
was the
since
one
I
that
watched
lived.
it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna put
What?
money on it, but I'm pretty sure. I haven't watched it in a few years too.
Jaws. It's a great
It's
movie.
cemented
It's so
Spielberg as
good.
like a guy that you gotta watch his movies.
Yeah.
He's
Is that
absolutely
before or
up-and-coming.
after Close Encounters?
It's before. Close Encounters was later in the
Oh,
70s.
really?
This was 75.
I kind of thought it was the other way.
Oh.
I wrote down
75, yeah. It was,
I want to say 79.
I think Close Encounter came after, right? Yeah.
Close Encounters was 77, so 2 years later.
Yeah. Okay, kind of continuing on. I'm going to go with another serious one from the 70s that I think is one of the... It's a slog. It's a long movie, but it's got some of the best acting I've seen in a movie. It's called The Deer Hunter. It's got Robert De Niro. It's got the guy who died, but was in every good movie in the 70s. Was in the...
Christopher Walken.
Meryl Streep in one of her younger roles. Christopher Walken in who steals the movie from my perspective.
Yeah, well, it's so sad.
It has 3 amazing different arcs. I love the first one because it makes me think of my hometown, small town, like dominated by industrial jobs, a mill,
100%, yeah.
a mine, everything like that. I knew those people that were going to the mill or the mine working every day, and it's all about the big party, the wedding.
Yeah.
The wedding scene is a slag.
It runs a
It's
bit
like-
long, yeah. It runs a bit long.
But then all of a sudden you're fucking out of nowhere. You're in the middle of Vietnam,
yeah.
which is where it gets really intense. And I'll tell you, that third act with Christopher Walken in Vietnam playing Russian roulette
Yeah.
with Everybody always talks about
just
the
trying to
initial
bring
one when
back
they're in the
home.
Vietnam camp, and they talk about that one. And when that gun goes off and he gets shot, I say that's still some of the most realistic acting I've seen. Robert De Niro looked like he actually was there, and his friend just shot
He
himself
was
in the head.
traumatized.
And it looked real too. So, The Deer Hunter. I'm gonna go with the classic comedy from the '70s that I love. I watch this all the time. Slapshot. Paul Newman running a hockey team. Hockey doesn't get a lot of TV time, movie time.
Yeah.
And this was probably one of the first times.
Miracle Goon.
Yeah, but that was after Slapshot brought it to the light. It's a funny movie. You watch that movie, and I still laugh at some of the stuff. That's
The Hansons are, for me.
The Hansons are hilarious just because they're so crazy. But some of the lines like "fuck the barmaid at the Palm here," "diamonds hard as little rocks." You know, it's such a good movie. So I'll throw Slapshot on in there. Star Wars has to be on my list. I actually still say that it's my favorite of all the Star Wars. Everybody always says Empire Strikes Back. Get original, people. All right.
Jedi.
All right. Empire's. Return of the Jedi.
Original.
I think Return of the Jedi is better than Empire. All right. Who cares if it had the big twist in it?
Because they lose an Empire. That's why it's original.
Oh,
Yeah, I love the happy ending.
get Hoth. Give me a break. But no, I still say that I like the original Star Wars the most. It's got the trench run. It's got espionage.
It paved the way for fucking sci-fi
the way.
movies to be.
The only thing you can argue is you
they
didn't get as much cool Luke like
Or
Ewoks.
Ewoks.
Or Ewoks, yeah.
Jabba.
But had a lot of Han. All right, so.
Yeah.
No John.
Exactly.
I'm also gonna throw. I'm not gonna throw both of these in there. The Godfather 1 and 2 are both good. I used to always think I liked 2 more because Robert De Niro's character, but reality of it is I like the first one the most. It had some tense scenes. Sonny Corleone at the phone booth, trying to save his dad when he's in the hospital, and everybody's coming to try and make a hit on him. So I'm gonna go with The Godfather because I want to try and just pick one and not use up 2 slots with The Godfather. So I am at 5 right now. Another one that I want to bring up, another drama. One of the few movies that's won what they call the Big 5 at the Oscars: Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor, Best Actress, maybe it's the Big 4, and Best Screenplay. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Oh, okay.
With Jack
I haven't
Nicholson.
seen that. That's a movie I need to see.
It is a movie that I highly recommend everybody sees in their life at one time.
Good, I need to see it.
It is fantastic. Milos Forman directed. Everybody that won, Jack Nicholson deserved the Jack Nicholson. I want to say Nicholas almost.
Yeah,
Jack Nicholson deserved the Oscar. Louise Fletcher definitely deserved it as Nurse Ratched. Fantastic. And it was just so many cool characters, and like Danny DeVito when he was young, Christopher Lloyd when he was young. So yeah, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest is a great.
There's a
movie.
big native dude that throws a cooler.
Chief.
That's from The Simpsons.
Chief.
Goes through the window.
Chief. Another movie that I saw for the first time last year, and I think I understand why it was so popular now. I watched The Exorcist for the first time last year.
Oh, I'm surprised you would go that way.
I know, and that's why I put it on this list because I don't like horror movies too much. I find the story's not that great. The Exorcist, I knew the ending, I knew the whole story, I knew the plot, I knew everything like that. There were things in between that I didn't know. And I thought it was a fantastically done movie. Thinking about what it was at the time, I'm not surprised it's so iconic. I mean, if I was really religious, it would have even more of an impact.
Oh yeah, I get why so
my
many
mom always
people
says
were
it's the
against
scariest
it.
movie she's ever seen.
Yeah, I get why people were against it back in the day for sure.
Yeah, so I'll go with that. Then getting into a few similar classics, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah.
Willy Wonka, Gene Wilder's performance. We talked about maybe an idea. One of the greatest characters.
Yeah.
One interesting thing
And
that's
cool
cool.
visuals too.
Yeah. One thing I wanted to note is that kid who plays Willie, or not, sorry, Charlie.
Veterinary?
Yeah, he did that one movie, and that was it. He has nothing else to his credit.
Yep. So, just wanted to 1, 2, 3, 4,
I got a
5,
golden
6,
ticket.
7. I need 3 more. Okay.
Candyman can.
Here we go. Another comedy from the 70s that I think is
We didn't list a whole lot of comments.
great hilariousness. Young Frankenstein.
Oh, yeah.
Mel Brooks was a genius in the 70s and early 80s and everything like that. But Blazing Saddles out there, I looked at it, that was good. But I still come back to Young Frankenstein. I don't think it used as much like shock jokes as Blazing Saddle did.
Yeah.
Less race jokes. And
Yeah,
And
I have to.
it's so cleverly funny. You know, as I remember watching it younger, and I thought it was funny then. If I thought it was funny then, and I still think it's funny now.
I want to see that one. I haven't yet.
It's got a spot on my
I
list.
love Igor, and how his hump is actually constantly moving throughout the movie.
Like Cloris Leachman in there.
I thought it was on the other side.
Ovaltine.
What hump? What hump? Sorry, I just want to make sure I'm not messing up on my numbers. 1, 2,
Coffee?
3, 4,
No.
6, 7, 8,
Water?
9.
No. Ovaltine?
I need one more to throw in here.
Thank you.
I need one more to throw in here, and so I am going to throw. It's one we've already talked about. I have to throw Robin Hood, Disney.
Yeah.
Loved it when I was a kid, a lot. So definitely gonna throw Robin Hood in there. So those are my 10. John, I know you mentioned you had like some.
If you guys are okay
mentions.
with me mentioning a couple more.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
You guys definitely touched on a few more that I had to. Like you said, Blazing Saddles was.
Salads.
I think I put Blazing Saddles maybe just above like Young Frankenstein.
But you like the
it's close.
racism, yeah.
Yeah. I think I just laughed more at it. It was funny too. Maybe because it's not in black and white. Maybe that's what it is. Yeah, I don't know.
It's
But,
a little black.
There is black and white.
Oh,
Yes. I also had the Deer Hunter, like you said already too. Close Encounters of the Third Kind is a movie I just recently watched, and I was really loving that movie until like the last act, and I was like, oh, it kind of lost me a little bit, but still. For the rest of the movie, I really enjoyed it though. I think it's a fantastic movie.
I know I watched it around the same time as you. And
Yeah.
I wasn't as high on it, but.
Taxi Driver is another movie. Robert De Niro. You talking to me?
I had that on my list.
Talking
It
to
got
me?
a little too dark for me.
It is
Like,
definitely dark and depressing.
Yeah.
But it's a really well made movie. I mean, the Joker movie that came out a couple of years ago kind of
Very
copied.
similar idea.
Very
yeah.
very much
I know
copied
after you saw the movie, you started like making a lot of threats to like
Yeah.
the Prime Minister and stuff.
all
But
the time. I want a Jodie Foster. The Deer Hunter is another one I had on my list. And then the last one I'll say right here, it's because we watched all those Godzilla movies recently, and I love this character that came out that I didn't have really much idea of, Gigan. Godzilla versus Gigan. I had such a blast watching that movie. I thought it was fun. That was a great, fun kaiju movie.
I don't have any honorable mentions because
I know what Craig doesn't know.
everything I would have seen that I would mention, you guys already talked about. So
Okay. I just have a couple. I have one actually, because I did have Godfather 2. I had Holy Grail. I had Blazing Saddle. I haven't watched this movie, but I respect its cultural impact, and I think I should watch it. Rocky Horror Picture Show.
yeah.
Is on there. And then there's this one that I knew neither of you. I don't think either of you ever heard of. It's a Steven Spielberg movie that came out in 1971 called Duel. And the concept of this movie is it's like one guy, he's just an average guy with like nerdy glasses and everything. He's on a road trip, and there's this semi truck with a semi water tank truck that's just following him, and like being very aggressive. You never see the driver of the semi truck the whole movie, and the whole point is it's always chasing after him. He thinks he's maybe imagining it sometimes because like he'll stop and then the guy will just rush by.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's one moment I remember specifically. The semi-driver's like going and he's trying to pass the guy, and so the semi-driver waves him along like, yeah, it's okay, just go. And so as soon as he goes to pull out, there's another truck coming. So it's a good psychological thriller with a cool concept that I don't remember everything of. But
That's Bob's Burgers episode.
I wonder where they got the idea.
The Candy Cane guy.
I wonder where they got the idea.
Bobcat Goldthwait.
Yeah.
So
Great 70s.
so there we go.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's our take on 70s films, our top 10 best for each of us.
Quintessential.
What a
Yeah.
dirty era. Dirty.
Yeah. And like I said, maybe we'll come back. We could definitely do some newer stuff. Not sure if we'll go beyond that, but so you can find me, the LewisLightning, on Twitch. Probably maybe do an Astrobot or something else. And I'm also on YouTube, where you can check out some of my older videos. The LewisLightning is all one word.
Is that Ashbot?
And then on my right here, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, PSN as MussKeg, and on TikTok as well, where I talk full bush. Big thing in the 70s.
Okay.
Oh, on TikTok. I'm also on TikTok. And Twitter and Twitch and PSN and Instagram. That's CountryBoy_9, also CountryBoy9er, where I unbox a bunch of stuff on my YouTube channel.
You should
Twice.
keep the name the same for consistency.
Yeah.
I tried to. Some channels won't let you do an underscore. Other channels, it was taken. So I was like, CountryBoy9er is my new moniker on different places.
I think we'll just cut that out.
You'll find me.
Yeah, you'll find him and you'll find us on this channel when you come back. But for now, we're out of here. We're going to put on our bell bottoms and, I don't know,
Go have unprotected
Gonna
sex.
go watch that 70s show.
silky shirts.
Because AIDS wasn't around yet.
Yeah, AIDS didn't exist until the 80s.
Thanks a lot, 80s.
Way to ruin it for everybody.
That's why I call them the 80s.
80s.
Alright,
Yeah.
time in. Anyways.
GoPros are supposed to get wet, I guess.
So, nothing's changed.
We're still here.